Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a interesting 2021, and if you didn't, here's hoping the next year is better. Because, it's been an interesting year for everyone, good or bad. It's just been a lot, and this video, I'm not doing a review or anything. I wanted just to take a minute and talk about the channel and pretty much what this has meant to me and what this year has done. So, recently, we got monetized on this channel, which means a lot to me. And not just because I feel like making money and getting at least some compensation for the work I put into this makes it that much better, but the fact that there is an audience that is growing for the content I'm making makes it feel like I know what I'm doing, and it definitely just helps me refocus my efforts onto this. Now, I'm not making bank doing this or anything like that, but just knowing that what I'm doing here is actually reaching a goal is pretty cool. So with that being said, I just wanted to say to everybody out there who has supported the show and all of that, thank you so much. Like, I don't want to say it's always been my dream to talk about movies and television and comic books, but it's been a passion of mine. I like this stuff, and I like discussing this stuff in great detail, and that's kind of why I don't go into any of my reviews with a script or with planned out notes. I'm just I want this to feel like you're having a conversation with a friend or somebody where it's an off the cusp comment, like you just walked out of the theater, you're sitting down at a coffee shop and chatting with your friends about the new movie or whatever. That's what I want this to feel like. And I know that's kind of different than the way other people approach this, where it's meticulous and they put in all these side notes, but I'm we're here to enjoy these things, and even if I don't particularly like something, I don't want to talk in depth about the notes or everything that I'm thinking about. It's these things are just off the cusp, and you should enjoy it for what you see or what you don't. And that's just been really fun to see people kind of agree or disagree with me on the way I talk about stuff. And I get comments about great reviews or this was stupid, I don't know why you said that. And I like all the comments because it helps me understand what I'm saying and what I'm really trying to talk about here. So I appreciate all the feedback. And it's just nice to see. Like I said, this has been something I've wanted to do for a while. And to me, it has never really been about, I got to be the biggest in the game. I got to be the most well-known. To me, this has always been about, I want to know if I talk about these things, I have merit in what I say. So if my review for something like The Beatles Get Back does surprisingly well, then I feel like I can do this. And I am validated in my ideas and what I have to say on these things. So that always just makes me feel better. And that's because of all you guys. Everybody who watches every video, not all of them, get the same views as other ones, and I understand that completely, but the fact that I can make so much varying content where, I can talk about a comic book this day, a movie the other day, a television show that day, it means a lot because I don't want to have to make a bunch of other channels to talk about separate stuff. I like what I'm talking about now. I want to keep up this pace of the stuff we are talking about. I'm also thinking maybe if the opportunity arises to expand into other topics and discussion pieces, I have a lot of, collectibles that could be a fun discussion piece, but I haven't really wanted to take that step yet. A book club could be fun to explore too. I don't read that much though, so it's hard to say, but again, I want to thank everybody for just supporting the show and really helping our channel grow here in 2021. It's been tremendously fun. And slowly, as I've been doing this for a while, it's kind of grown into something I want to do full time, which I am a long ways off from doing. I don't know if I'll ever get to that status yet, but this has been a passion of mine, and being able to actually talk about these things and have people care about what you say, it's really nice to see, and it just gives me validation in what I've been trying to say for a long time. So that means a lot, and I'm always going to look for new opportunities and new platforms to talk about stuff like this on, so you can find me pretty much wherever that is. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for helping us get to this really nice spot, just where I can have the audience continue to grow. We've been growing pretty good these last couple of months, so I appreciate that. I hope the numbers can get better, not because I need it to, just because I think I want to kind of find a way to maybe express my thoughts and feelings on other platforms or other people's platforms, and maybe that could go somewhere, but who knows. I'm just really happy with where we are right now, and I'm liking things a lot. momentum will be keeping up pretty much like this throughout 2022. I will talk a little bit about some stuff coming into 2022 that I'm just going to be working on. I think it's kind of fun. This is a really fun experience, and I like to think I've been pretty much positive in a lot of the stuff I've talked about. And I know there's some people who get by on negativity or talk about wokeness or certain issues that give them more views, but one of the things I've always tried to pride myself on with this channel is talking about a diverse collective of ideas and stories and all these different stuff. So I never explicitly dive into those areas, which might set me apart from some other people. I've had a couple comments of people saying why don't you talk about this, or why are you talking about this woke shit? I'm like, it's not woke. It's literally an inclusive book for everybody. So let it be. And that might keep me from getting certain places, especially on certain stuff. But I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling right now. I'm really happy with what we're doing here. I really am. And if you guys have any suggestions or ideas for stuff you'd like to see me improve upon or change, or if there's a certain way you'd like me to maybe talk about a review, or a certain way you'd like to see me critique a comic book or something, I'd like to hear that. I've generally tried to stay, when it comes to my comic books at least, I generally tried to stay keeping the artwork minimal so you're not getting everything, and I want you to go out and buy the book. I want you to go out and see the movie. That's my intention with all this stuff, is to get you to go out and do it so we can have that conversation. But you never know. So if there's stuff you'd like to see me improve upon, I'd love to hear that too. So I kind of want to touch on this briefly because this could lead into an area of content that I haven't explored yet. So I talk about a lot in my videos. I am a writer. Now, I'm not a published writer, but I consider myself a writer nonetheless, because it's something I do almost as consistently as work on these videos and as consistently as I do my full-time job. I love to write, and I have stories I want to tell forever, and I want to find a platform for those. So I'm not saying I'm going to put my ideas on YouTube or anything like that, but if you guys would want to see maybe a scripted formatted style of video on this channel, I have some skits I'm thinking about doing. I don't know if I'll ever get to them, but they're ideas I have for stuff. Or if you'd like to maybe hear me talk about the writing process and how I think, as somebody who's kind of trying to break into the industry and do those things, how I feel about it, I'd love to talk about that too. And it's just different ideas to explore these creative juices that we all have and maybe see what topics can come from them. I'd love to see what people think of that. So if you're interested in maybe me doing a scripted skit or a little jokey thing here, let me know. If you want to hear me talk about writing and my process and what I write about, please let me know that too. I'd be very interested to see what people think on that. Now, I want to give you a couple just hints here of what's coming down the pipeline in 2022. I like to think of this year as my Pure Heroine year. You know how Lorde made Pure Heroine? It was this breakout sensation. She won all these awards. She did all this great stuff. That's how I felt 2021 was for me. Suddenly there was recognition coming my way. Suddenly people were taking my word seriously. I felt like I was finally in a place where my studio looks good. My equipment is good. I finally replaced my chair and got an actual sitting gaming chair now. So that's something that I'm really excited about. So now with 2022 on the horizon, I feel like I'm going to be doing my melodrama year. No, that's not me saying I'm going to get mopey and my songs are going to be about depression. I'm saying that's going to be me finally coming into my own as what kind of artist I want to be. And with that, I have a bunch of new stuff I'm going to be working on. Mainly stuff for the channel. Of course, I'm going to continue writing and all that stuff, and I'll talk more about that when things come down. I've had a few projects kind of fall through with things I was working on that I wanted to talk about, but they haven't really gone anywhere. So for the channel, Geek Wave and Movie Tales are still going to be going strong. I'm trying to get more interactive with you guys, so there'll be some community posts and some polls I'm going to put up with maybe films I'd like to talk about. I'd like to see if you guys would be interested in those, or questions I want to put at the end of the Geek Wave stuff to get people invested in listening to that more. So that's going to be coming soon. The Book of Boba Fett reviews are coming strong. The first one will be done by the time this video goes out, so you can watch the review for the Book of Boba Fett, and those will be coming. Other series I will be doing full episodic reviews for will include the second season of Superman and Lois that starts in a couple of weeks, so I'm definitely going to be talking about that. I'm going to be doing Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, all of the big Marvel stuff. I'm going to be talking about it in full, so be ready for those. And I was thinking of some other smaller ones I might do. Ted Lasso, when it comes back, we'll definitely be doing. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, we'll be doing. And Resident Alien Season 2. I'm going to be doing that one for sure because that show has been so fun and influential on a lot of my stylistic writing choices, so I like that a lot. And of course, I've been doing the in-depth discussions with Zach. We have just did one for Hawkeye. We have done one for Spider-Man No Way Home. I can confirm as it stands, it looks like we'll be doing the remaining Hawkeye episodes very soon. We'll be doing one for the Book of Boba Fett where we get an in-depth discussion on that. We'll be doing Morbius, which, okay. We'll be doing the Batman. I cannot wait to talk about Batman because I know Zach's not a big DC guy. That's going to be a fun one to do. And as always, movies, comics, and TV reviews. That's coming down the pipeline too, and I'm super excited to see that. And of course, we'll be doing the Geek Wave Awards. We did this last year, and I was still working out the format. I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to do the Geek Wave Awards. I have a couple ideas of things that I might put into light. We'll have to see what happens, but nonetheless, the Geek Wave Awards are coming, and they're going to be like the Oscars, but for this. Speaking of that, too, I'm thinking of doing some streams. I know I've talked about, I don't want to stream, but I might start streaming for award shows, which is just something I've always wanted to do. I love award shows, and I think they're silly, so I'd literally be like 6 hours of me eating chips, watching the red carpet, talking about people's fashion outfits, and then when we get to the award show, it's me bitching that Spencer didn't win. So that's probably going to be coming soon. I am also take this with a grain of salt. I'm kind of thinking about getting a PlayStation and streaming. I'm hesitant to do it because I'm not big into games and I don't really enjoy them. But it's another outlet for me to express this stuff. And until this picks up higher or my writing career takes off into something special, these are the platforms that I have and I want to use them for whatever way I can. So thank you guys for just listening to me rant for a bit about the channel and how much I appreciate your support. It means a lot. It helps out a lot. I appreciate everything you guys have done and everything you do. And thank you for letting some things grow. I'm really impressed with the way some videos have been taking off and just the consistency of some of them. I will never be amazed by how good the Strange Academy videos do. Those are surprisingly well done and they get a lot of good views. The Beatles Get Back one, it just blows my mind because I'm not a music channel and it's cool that did what it did. It's just nice. And I just appreciate everything. So thank you guys for just helping me get here. And more is to come. We did our pure heroine. We are coming to our melodrama. And maybe in a couple years, we will be able to do our solar power. But until then, the channel is going to be changing a little, just a little more different type of content, a little more inclusive content where I ask your opinion on stuff, which I hope that's okay, and I hope you guys support that side of thing. And if there's some streams coming, if there's some scripted content coming, don't be surprised. I just love to hear your opinions on all of that. So thank you guys for everything you've done, and I wish you the best in 2022. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.